we have team meetings, yeah, we want to talk about the accomplishments. We talk more about the mistakes.
Hmm.
When we talk about the mistakes, we don't crucify somebody for their mistake. I'll call that out. I'll state, so-and-so had this particular file and this is what happened. And I wanted to thank them for stepping on that landmine. Because if they hadn't stepped on that, we wouldn't know about it. Now that we all know about it, we can spitball a way to avoid that for the future. What can we do to make sure all of us know that that is a landmine you don't want to step on? Because luckily we made it through that problem with no real issue. Very little collateral damage. But what if it was a different deal that would have blown a whole bunch of things apart, maybe a relationship? So we get a chance to talk about that, and we truly are grateful for the person's mistake. If they didn't make it, the rest of us wouldn't know about it.
I like that. How you, instead of just like focusing, calling that one person out and really, making them feel bad, right? Or whatever for this mistake that they made, you turn it into a learning environment for the whole company. And so now everyone is aware of this possible mistake that could be made.
Exactly. And nobody wants to be called out for a mistake.
Right.
Nobody wants to be told you screwed up, right? But we all do. Every single freaking day. We've gotten to a point where the stakes are small enough that we can cover them up really well, or sometimes buffalo our way through them. Sometimes you just come in like a silverback on coke and your people aren't paying attention to where you're screwing it up behind you because of all the noise you're making. But it's happening to all of us. And since none of us want to be on that, it's really, we need to be grateful for those who will stand up on that stage and expose themselves and say, I screwed up. And because of their willingness to do it, we need to be able to express them that that was a big thing they did for us. They helped us out. So, and thanking them makes it a lot easier for people to be willing to stand up and say, hey, I screwed this up. How do we fix it? And they come together. They work together to solve any problems because they know eventually they're going to be on that chopping block. And I want to call it chopping block because nobody's really at a point where I'm going to chop anything. But they feel that way. Right? Everybody feels that way. You screw up, you think that you're going to lose your job. I don't want anybody to go through life thinking that that next mistake is going to cause them that loss, because that next mistake may save us millions of dollars down the road. I may have needed them to make that mistake now, so it doesn't get made by 4 or 5 people later. So I embrace it and I thank them.
Yeah. I mean, as opposed to acting out of fear or them not performing because they're afraid of messing up.
Oh yeah. Well, I've had one gal who was that way for a long time. She's getting better and better and better about just going into it. And I can honestly say I've got 11 lionesses on coke that are just tearing through things. You know, some of them might be a little bit more timid as they come into it, but once they realize that we trust them and that that even if they make that mistake, call us, we'll help them fix it. They're not on their own. They do have a lot more, I guess they have a lot more confidence going into every transaction they do.